Hi, I'm here with Megan and Kirsty, and Kirsty's going to tell us about what she thinks her favourite step is out of her Changes 12 steps and how it's helped her and what she's taken from the 12, that particular step as well. So, Kirsty, what steps works best for you?
I think step number 2 works best for me. So take action. I just think it's a really empowering one. The fact that quite often we feel like our struggles have happened to us. And I always like to think in taking action, we're realizing that it's all happening for us, I guess, that we can do lots of different things and we can seek support, make changes to our routine and really take on, tools and coping strategies. And so that there's something so empowering in that, even in just reaching out, asking for help. You've took that action, you're taking that step against your struggles, and each time that you do that, and each time that you do something that is taking action, you're, gaining that empowerment, you're gaining the strength that is working against your struggles. And I think that one's helped me the most, in realizing that, we can't sit back and wait for something to heal us, because sadly it doesn't. It is all about us putting the work in and making the steps to progress to that. And actually I'm glad that is the case, because you come out of it the other end and there's such a sort of accomplishment knowing that you were in charge of your recovery and therefore you can maintain it. It's not like you're sort of taking help and then help stops and you think, oh, how do I cope now? I need something. It's not a dependent thing. You're always going to have you, and you're always going to be able to, put them things into place and care for yourself in the way that you did. So yeah, take action is a big one that I think is really important.
It's quite interesting, volunteer. It makes it a bit. You've got step one, admit you've got a problem. That's something that you come to internally. But it's
Yeah.
taking action and doing something about it. It makes it more real, I suppose, as well. And again,
Yeah.
one of the big steps moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I think again, I had issues, I had problems with the first few steps. Yeah, admitting got a problem took a long time.
Yeah.
Doing something about it again, reaching out and asking somebody for me was hard. And again, like you're saying, it's something you've got to do yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. Again, you talked about in your interview, there is the thing you go along to somebody, you go along to a service, and it is a case of
Yeah.
fix me, please. You know,
Yeah, literally.
you've got to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Again, I think, and then that was a few years to come to that realization for me that I've got to start actually doing something proactive as opposed to reactive. And again, just hoping to get better by osmosis almost, just go along and go, yeah, make me better. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, got to actually do some work myself. Again, that was hard for me.
It is, absolutely. And I think admitting you've got a problem, it's hard in itself. And like you, Chris, that took me a long, long time. I was in denial for a very long time, not even just to other people, but to myself as well. But once you've hit that step, then it's even harder to actually go and do something about it, because I think sometimes we create comfort in our suffering and it becomes, although it's horrendous and there's nothing really comfortable about it, it's familiar and it's all we've known for a period of time, and it's what we've maybe created a dependence on. And change for most people, I know me especially, is as great as it can be, is very difficult, especially when you're struggling. So yeah, like I said in my interview, I think taking action is believing that, you're going to get well and you're going to be somebody that can overcome this and can thrive and do everything that you want to do without being able to see the end goal. So it's about taking action without, seeing where you're gonna go, even though you believe that it's there.
What about you, Megan? You any thoughts on step two?
Every time I come to these steps, I feel guilty constantly because I'm rubbish at all of them. When we were talking about admit you have a problem in another video, I was like, yeah, I've got lots of problems that I don't admit that are problems. And then now we've come to step two and I'm like, yeah, I just think about it a lot, but I don't actually do much about it. Like, I'm rubbish at all the steps, I think. And I think I'm realising that the more we do these videos, I spend a lot of time in my head and I know how to do it all and I know what's going to make me feel better. I know getting out of bed in the morning and going for a walk or eating a bit healthier for me or reading and taking the time to journal every day is going to give me such calmness And meditating, it makes me feel amazing, and I avoid it like the plague. I am so bad at doing things that are unfamiliar. I think that's what it is. I'm rubbish at taking action, so again, it's just more food for thought for me. I need to take action more. And when you do start taking action, things don't change until you start taking action. You can think about it as much as you want, and you can learn about yourself, and you can do as much reading on self-improvement, but until you start moving the wheels, you're not going to go anywhere. So yeah.
That's so true. And I think we always say we read a lot of self development books and stuff. And quite often you'll read them and think, yeah, absolutely, right. That's great. I know it. But actually, if you don't put that into practice, you're never going to experience. So you could read all the self-help books in the world, but until you actually take action and put them into practice, you're not going to. And I always think to myself, we don't know this, like doing, I always take it too far and go a bit deep, but we don't know what like happiness is just by learning about it. You have to feel it to experience, to sort of fully understand it and experience it. Just like love, something you can't read about love and know what it is. You have to experience like a loving environment, and that's the same with things in self-help books and recovery and stuff. You can't. People say, yeah, I've read about it, but nothing's working. I'm not helping. But have you made any changes? Have you actively put them into practice? And that's where the good stuff happens, I think.
I think to make any solid change to your physical health, your mental health, your general wellness, and I think I'm only having this thought now, they've got to be lifestyle changes. Yeah. Nothing is ever, I'm going to meditate for 2 weeks, or I'm going to journal for 2 weeks, or I'm going to go to a peer support for 2 weeks, and my mental health is going to be fixed or amazing, or it just doesn't work like that. I think if you're at a point where your physical or mental wellness is not good, your lifestyle's not right. Yeah. And I think once you start accepting that you've got to change your life, you've got to commit to this stuff long term and make massive lifestyle changes, that's when, well, your life starts to change. Yeah. I don't think we see things as lifestyle changes, and I think the same as it would be physical wellness, we do need to do that with mental wellness, change daily habits, or nothing's ever going to change really.
Again, they don't necessarily need to be massive changes, do they? But
no, tiny.
You want something to change, you need to change something.
So, yeah, absolutely.
Nothing changes if nothing changes.
Yes.
That changes. No,
oh, gosh.
Have a day off, Megan. Oh, gosh.
Anyway, thank you both for that.
Thank you.